Hey, 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 Dr.Minesha here. Such a pleasure and an honor to be able to connect with you all at the Peace Driven Leader Lounge, where I have the absolute pleasure to be able to connect with the top of the top leaders on the planet who are serious about real transformation. I am so excited and honored to be able to have Olivier in the lounge with us today. And what part of the world are you visiting us from today, Olivier?
I'm currently in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas in the lounge. That's all right there. Good stuff. For those of you all who are listening for the very first time, you know that I am candid. I enjoy myself. I like to have good fun, and I am the leader's leader. We have conversations with people that we attract from all parts of the world who are doing some incredible things in the world, and everybody pulls on them, right? So we want to be able to create this sacred and strategic place where you can be poured into. And we do that through conversations that matter. So I am talking with Olivier today. He has absolutely no idea what I'm going to say. And I have absolutely no idea what he's going to say. And we love it that way because we believe and we trust that what we say is exactly what your soul needs to hear. So lean in, even if it sounds a little bit difficult, even if a word, especially if a word is used that kind of pricks your spirit, lean in there because that's the edge of your next level of growth. That's what we call growth leadership over here. So, with that being said, I'm going to hand the mic over to you, Olivier, for you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, some things you've been able to achieve leading up into this part of your journey.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. My name is Olivier Glaudy, and as you can tell, French, English not my first language. I speak French, right? So if you can't hear my accent, just read my lips. It'll help you. So my name is Olivier Glaudy, originally from Ivory Coast, which is used to be a French colony on the west coast of Africa, and so we speak French there. And
Awesome.
personally, I'm married, and my wife and I, we are a blended family of uh, five,
All
four,
right.
yeah, four girls and one boy, and very, very blended. But also, that's one blessing I think I have, that my wife and kids and my own kids, they really get along very together. That
Oh,
was one of the
yeah.
really, really. So thankful for that. Um,
Mm,
on professional level, my background is marketing. Run a digital marketing agency called Raw Marketing. I also do digital printing and offset printing. And also on the financial side, I work for one of the largest 401k management company in the US and Canada. I left the company, I think, December 26th of last year. So I
mm-hmm.
can now get focused on, educating family financially, doing my own thing.
Yeah.
So that's what, professionally, that's where I'm at. Now, one of the greatest achievement, even with the businesses and all those things here, I think my biggest achievement are on twofold. One, I was a single father, and
Mm,
my first relationship with my daughters, and I was able to raise them, very well. The youngest that I've become today make me really, really proud.
wow.
This side, yeah, I love that. I love that. Even when they come back today and remember the sacrifices, I mean, we were eating noodles and all those things here. I remember in 2007, there were probably like 5 and 4. I lost my job, and I was on the verge to. I got an eviction notice on my door. It was about to be turned off, and I only have $5 to my name. And that was the thing with me. And when I split with the mom, I have the custody $5. Two
Wow.
girls. I get myself on my knees and ask God to give me an idea what I can do. And I took those
Wow.
$5, went to Home Depot, print some flyers, and basically the flyer was saying, you know what, I will make some webs. I create a website for you and pass out flyers for you for $80. And for hours, I start at 9 in the morning, passing out flyers to work miles, 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 miles. And it was around 2 p.m. that one pizza place called me. He said, "Sir, can you we cooperate? So we already got a website. Can you pass my flyers?" So I went back, got the flyers, and
Oh my
man,
gosh.
didn't even have how you call it, the bus fare. I didn't have a vehicle. Didn't I pick up my daughters at school, no money. So
Wow.
I said, okay. I went back, get the flyers, and went and start knocking on doors. Anytime I put the flyer on the door, I knock on the door, and they said, "Sir, I'm a single father. That's a new job for me. Please order some pizza so I can, keep my job." 30, 40 minutes later, the guy called me, the owner called me, the manager called me, said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm passing out your flyers." He said, "But I never seen that. I be getting orders and orders. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." So I came back that night. He
What?
paid me $60. And then he referred me, he was in shopping street, referred me to other people, Chinese restaurant. The next day I have a Chinese
What?
restaurant. After that, I got probably like 6 or 7 clients. So much so I have to go hire people like, to do to help me. Long story short, I took that business, $5 investment. From 2007, I went from a one-man operation to have like 8 people working under, full time. Now I got a vehicle and all that from 2007 to 2012.
Yeah,
So,
are you kidding me? This is an
so,
incredible
so,
story.
yeah, thank you. So that whatever I achieve in life, that particular moment bring me 2 things in mind that I have to rely on God first because I got that prayer and made that prayer. Second, if you give me $5 in America or wherever you put me, I can bounce back. That's mine. Anytime I got $5, I can
It's a
come back.
reminder.
Yeah, it's a reminder that I can with God and the brain that He gave me, I can come up with something and keep moving.
Wow,
I think that's one of
wow,
the biggest achievement
wow.
I can think of.
My,
And,
my, my.
and I was able to pay my rent, pay the light bill and everything, and it was fine.
Let me tell
So
you something, y'all. We before we can even move to the next point in conversation, I have to let that digest because I was just talking with a client and you know, we sometimes we get frustrated by the lack of resources that we feel like we have when we are trying to achieve something big. But it's all about the frame. It's all about the lens in which we are looking at it, right? And that was one of the things. She was like, I don't have anybody to keep my son. My child's father comes, 4 days of the week, and I have to try to squeeze in recording my videos and putting my content out and doing this. I said, wait a minute. Your child's father comes in, gets him Monday through Thursday. Yes. And it's hard for me to, I said, that somebody can take your hand, right? And make a million with that hand right there just to be able to have their child in a safe place for 4 days to run their business.
yes,
And you have $5. And this is just a reminder, like, if you have more than $5, you need to remind yourself of Olivier's story. He has proven that he can take that hand and do wonders with it, turn it into a whole business where 8 people are depending on him to feed their families. Powerful stuff. Kudos to you. That is definitely by far an impressive way to be able to live and lead your life. I can only imagine the example that you modeled for your girls, seeing daddy do all means necessary with integrity to be able to create a lifestyle for them. That's awesome. That's incredible. Kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, your journey after that. Like you've stabilized yourself now, you've gotten a place, your girls are growing, you're now remarried. Um this business, the marketing business, you've never stopped it. It's just continued to keep growing and growing. And
no,
then you stop. Uh-huh. Tell us
actually
more.
changed 2007 to 2012 was flight distribution. So I was dealing with now with major pizza restaurant in Houston, Pino Pizza, Papa John's.
So you started with B2C. Like that's
Yeah, yeah.
so interesting. Most entrepreneurs don't start B2C, they start B2B. So you went straight to
So, yeah,
commercial.
went straight to them, and then in 2012, there was a new mayor in town. Now, mind you, when you do flight distribution, you go to residential areas, you go to apartment complexes, and all those things, right? So it was a new mayor in town that started enforcing no trespassing laws, right?
Mm.
So my license plate get, because we're all over the area of Houston. started getting reported to the police. And one time, one police officer came. He said, "Okay, listen, if we see you and your guys here in one apartment, I'll take you to jail. I know you're making
Mm.
your money, but you need to find another way." And I said,
Oh,
"Well, this business here is good, but it was probably for a season, right? So I had to think about something else." So then I started thinking about digital, local businesses start doing digital like marketing, Facebook online and stuff like that. So I said, okay, let me go train myself, do that. I went to Boise for 5 days, do a training there, came back, and that's when I launched Raw Marketing Consultant, which were more digital. Now left the flyer business go, and now doing more
digital
digital
marketing.
marketing.
Yeah. So what type of work or clients have you served now? What type of projects you tend to receive?
Anything local businesses, but main focus on um like car, how you call it, mechanics, and roofers. I did option for roofers, plumbers, blue collars in general.
Yeah.
Easier to
Okay,
to
cool.
convert and more easier
Awesome.
to reach when
And
you go
then
out to
when do you
prospecting.
have
Yes.
this time to, because you're doing that, and then you do the financial advising piece. When do you fit all
The
this in?
financial.
Family, married, kids. So how do you navigate all of these
Okay, I
different
got,
pieces?
I would give credit to my wife.
Most men do.
She, I just fly like that. She said, no, no, you have to stretch this. In my office now, I got like one, two, three boards, right? And she's okay. This is what you have to do this week, and I want those things when I come back in to be checked. So she helped me like move,
What
she
you
to be checked.
say?
So, yeah, yes. So she helped me a lot with that. Now the financial, to answer your question, the financial piece just started probably because I left corporate America December 20, December 26, 2025. So it was like
Well, that was
probably
pretty recent.
yeah,
Tell us
pretty.
about that experience. How was that? How did you know it was time?
Um, I think I'm now 54 and I reached a stage of my life where I want to live the rest of my life with purpose, right? And my purpose in life is to lift up my fellow man with words of encouragement, also to give them, provide them with solutions to better their lives. I've always been the guy where when you tell me that it can be done, oh no, let me see if we can find a solution, right? There's always a way to find a solution, legal way, of course. So when I was working for that corporate job, I went to a retreat, not a retreat, I mean a seminar, and I learned about, are you well and all those things here. So I was on one side of retirement where I've seen people working all their lives and not making enough when they get to
Yeah.
retirement, that to pay taxes, that to pay all those things here,
Right.
right? And on one hand, I saw that there's another way to, where people can manage their finances better. So when I thought about it, I said, okay, I'm here. Yes, I get paid. Yes, the fees and all those things here. Yes, it looks good on paper. But when there's one lady, she was 37 years old. She called, and I think that was the moment I decided, you know what, this is not for me. Oh, and 37 years old, have $72,000 in her account with a 6-year-old single mother. And she called because she got transferred to another department to me. And she said, sir, and she was frustrated. I need your help. I said, what's going
Good.
on? She said, I was about to be evicted. And when she said that, it took me back to, 2000. I was a single father like her. And there's nobody, no resource. And she said, I just need money so I can, pay for
I
a
want you to
reserve
go
room.
back.
I said, when she said that, when she told me that she was a single mother and she was facing eviction, it took me back to 2007 when I was in the same situation. I got my daughters and, about,
Yeah. You could
so
connect
I
with
can
that.
feel, I could connect with
Yeah.
that. Like, okay, let me see what I can do. I checked her plan. She couldn't, even if it was a hardship, her plan doesn't have hardship. So she couldn't take money out. I checked loan. The plan doesn't have loan, so she couldn't take a loan.
Wow.
And then she was 37 years old. So obviously she
Right.
couldn't take
Yeah.
59 and a half. She couldn't take. I said, ma'am, there's nothing I can do for you. And
Wow.
she cried and cried. And I couldn't do anything. So I
Wow.
said, what? Why I'm here, knowing that there's another option that people don't know about. So why can I be the same way that I'm at church and I go out preaching the gospel of Jesus? I can go preach the gospel of IUL and teaching people that
Right.
there's another way where you can be better with your finances.
Yeah, wow. That is powerful. That's powerful. I love that this new, like, evolved version of your purpose, came from just service and you feeling the need for a single mom.
Yes,
And I believe that's how, it tends to happen with us as leaders is that some things we just can't plan. We just evolve and grow and have certain experiences or encounters in life that are leave such a lasting impression on us that it catapults us into the next stage of our purpose. So that's what
absolutely.
yeah, it feels like that you've done that. That's awesome. You mentioned about the power of, unity with your wife and being able to lean on her strengths. Now, as a man, I have to ask you this question because we have more women that, come in the lounge than men. And, we're going to see what the numbers look like to see if we can shake this up. But since we have you here, we might as well get in the mind of a man for a little bit, if you would
Sure.
allow.
Yeah.
So, as a man, who does feel, I feel like an instinctive weight to provide, for your family. How do you kind of level out that to where you're not putting that weight directly on your shoulders and you are kind of co-collaborating. You mentioned God earlier to be able to step into new things because when you got ready to leave that stable position that you knew for sure was going to bring finances to your family, you know, you still had enough courage to take a step in a direction that was essentially unknown, you know, knowing that the people that you loved could be impacted by that decision. How do you, as a man, maneuver making decisions like that, knowing that has a direct impact on the ones you love, and still being able to trust yourself through the process?
Okay, well, it wasn't easy, in the sense that, where I came from, my father always told me that, one, you have to be the provider, and then second, don't you ever, ever let your wife and and children know that you're going through some stuff. Like you have to be, don't worry them. Basically, that's what we were saying. Don't worry them.
Mm,
And which was a when I was younger, it was a maybe good counsel, but now that I'm married to a therapist, she like conversation. She like me to sit down and resolve things, right? Uh, so I have to sit down with her and say, okay, listen, this is, and she's somebody who's, thank God, she's not about, yes, you want financial security, but she's not about, well, the money, money, money. She's
right. Yes,
more
that's a
about
big deal.
purpose. Like everything that I do, she said, okay, is that in alignment with your
Oh,
purpose?
there you go, right there. You
Money
chose
will
well.
come.
And let me tell you, we got to stop there for a second for those of you who are listening. That's why I tell my children to this day the most important decision that you would make outside of your relationship with God is who you choose to do life with, who you choose to partner with, because their mindset is so heavy weighted on how your life and your destiny is going to, and how you're going to arrive to your destiny if you ever do. So you chose well. You chose well, just from what you've shared. Um, and I believe that that is something that men, if we could teach earlier on, is showing them and women how to choose well. That's why I deal with my kids. I wanted them to choose well because when
You
they
know what?
make that one decision well, it's like a domino effect in every other parts of their lives. So that's awesome. Okay, so I'm off my soapbox now. So you said your wife is really purpose driven. So when you first came to her with that concept, it was easier for her to see, okay, if you feel like this is where God is moving you, I'm gonna back that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And and even when she said that, and my main instinct always wants to be a provider. Okay, no, I want to do something. So I said, you know what? For the time being, I can do the businesses on the daytime, and then have something that keep me busy. So I
Yeah.
started doing
Stabilize. Yeah.
night audit at an hotel. She didn't want me. She said, don't do it, don't do it. And I went there. The money wasn't even there, but I just want to have something like to have peace of
Stable.
mind. Yeah.
Stable. You can fall back on.
After a month or two, she was like, "This is not working. I know." we're not struggling. We got other things going on. I have another business going on. So just because it started impacting our relationship. So then we sat down and tried to find a new plan that we currently working on. So I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you that the partner in life that you have can make or break you. So you need to choose
Absolutely.
wisely. You need to choose
Absolutely.
wisely.
And one of the things too, and I was thinking about what your wife just said then, and only she could tell us what she really mean, but just me, and the wives listening, I want the men to hear this from us. I believe that men underestimate the power of their presence.
Right.
Because you're like,
And
"Oh, I need to be here. I mean, this is so I can stabilize." But especially when it's a intense season, or if it's like a season that's kind of like, we got little margin for financial area. We got to be really steward what we have well type of season. More than anything, that level of closeness and presence, just you standing here in the season with me, you being home, connecting, bonding, conversing, whatever intimacy looks like in your home,
mhm,
that's the fuel that gets us through. That's the grace. That's the essence that gets us through the season. It's not like us at home with the kids feeling alone, tense while you out
mhm,
just
and
trying to, and I believe I just want men to really realize that, especially when you have a woman who thinks like your wife. It's like, no, you don't need to be out there tired, driving at night, trying to, scramble your way through, figure it out. Like, no, that's not the energy we want. Your best place is right here with me, us connecting, and when you're in spaces like that, it gives you more creativity. When you're in a state of relax and love, feeling, you know what I mean? That's what creates that momentum. And sometimes I think men feel like they can do more on their own than they should.
no, no, I found that very quick that,
Yeah.
that no, no, no.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if you had to, when you think about your daughters, right? Your daddy's girl, man, husband, and the lessons that you give, because I know we kind of talked offline and you shared just the experiences that you've had as a man in relationships, and how relationships was the area. Because in the app, you all, I lead we rise, if you haven't downloaded it, go to ileadwerise.com and sign up for the app, because there's 8 areas that we speak about of leadership. Most high achieving leaders are only managing maybe 2 or 3, because there's just so many different areas, and we do them on and off, but when you're intentional about it, you can manage them in an organized and manageable way. And one of those areas are relationships. And I know that a lot of times, not just men, but high achievers, we struggle in that area of relationships because it takes a tending to that we just don't see the value of right off. We see more value focusing and tending to the things that are revenue drivers than we do tending to the hearts of the people that we love. And so when you have daughters, especially for men, it seems to be easier to kind of, or at least the importance, or that you need to tend to their hearts more. Because if not, they'll end up attracting men that don't tend to their hearts. And I love your transparency about how your journey with relationships started. And I would love for you to just kind of share that and how you've been able to impart a new legacy with your girls.
Sure, sure. So, I was sharing with you offline. I never People are shocked these days to see me even married for this length of time, being married, because marriage never been on my radar because growing up, I went through traumatic couple traumatic experiences that, you know, uh made me even not think about relationship. First one is between the age of 10 and 13, I mean, sexually molested by my sister's girlfriend. The first one
What?
molested me yeah, and they were older than me from 10 to 13. And then the second one, I lost my virginity to her. And basically they were doing stuff to me, and I just being there. So because that choice of intimacy was taken from me, I didn't have no choice, and was taken from me by older women. I never really seen intimacy or sex something valuable. It was like, it's nothing to me, because it was taken. Right. That was the first two traumatic experiences. The second one came when I was 15. I was having some heart issues, and my dad took me to a doctor, and um, he run some tests. Now, mind you, we back home in Africa, not in, you know,
Mm,
way back there. This guy wasn't even a specialist or what have you. And he said, okay, in a week, come and get your results. My
mm,
father was out of town, and I was working by the hospital one day. I said, okay, let me go and get my results. And back home, if you're a man, regardless of your age, they consider you a man. So you can handle stuff.
mm.
So I went to the office and he said, okay, well, you need to stop playing sports. You can't do that because I said, is that serious? He said, yes. Matter of fact, you'll be lucky if you live till 25. I was like, and my whole world, I was thinking about become a lawyer or become a businessman, become somebody well known, all that, all those dreams went to the window. And so I said, okay, what can I do to, to make an impact for the 10 years I have to live?
My God.
And I stumbled upon a magazine one day. It was that actor, Warren Beatty in his prime. And I don't know if it was Time magazine or whatever it was, but basically it was on the cover of the magazine, and they're saying that he's been with over 1,000 women, A-list celebrities, and they were glorifying him like he was a player. And I was like, wow, if this guy can be on the cover of the magazine for sleeping with that many women, I know I'm not a movie star. I know I'm not, but if I can do even a tenth of what he did, I've been known here. So by the time I die, I'll be remembered. And I was bored. I was like 15 years old. And that where the journey started. When I got, trauma from those two, women that was like 5, 6 years older than me. And so I started chasing women, and I would get with women and they just move. And college years didn't help because I got a
Oh, I
bachelor
bet.
program. It didn't help. And here was my mentality. I would break those women heart, not being faithful and all that because I was thinking I was doing them a favor. Because it's better for me to hurt you now and you hate me than being in love with me and then 4 years from now, 5 years from now, and I die. Well, I think like, you know what? That's so I keep moving.
Uh-huh.
Years later, years later, I came to the state and found out it was arrhythmia that I have. I have few episodes, but it wasn't something that would put up kill me. The damage was
God.
done. The damage was done, and I was,
My
uh,
God.
during all those times here. Now it was the ego and all those things here. And then one day I came to myself. I said, "This is not how I want to live my life." I went to a party actually, walking, and one guy said, "Well, Olivier came here today by himself. What happened to the girl from Bahamas? Oh, the one from this country?" And people started laughing. And that day, my ego wasn't boosted. I sat down and said, man, I got daughters. I got skills. I have the business. I have all those things here. So if I pass today, if I die today, this is how I'll be remembered.
Ah.
My children as a womanizer,
Oh,
as a creator, and I made the decision that day.
wow.
But y'all don't even know my story. I was the boy who was writing poems, romantic poems and girls and all those things. It was something that happened in my life that turned me that way. Yes, did I went too far? Did I go too far? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But I'll prove you wrong. And
Wow.
that's why I changed my whole life around. And
Oh my
when my
God.
brothers were becoming, young ladies too, and I want to set an example. I don't want
Yeah.
them to see me going through girls and girls and girls and girls.
Yeah.
And these days, I told all of them, my other girls too. I told them, I don't care if y'all get married.
Mm.
I don't care if I get married because I don't want society to put you in a box where you think that, oh, you know what, the clock is ticking. Or just
Yeah.
get married because you want to wear a ring. But
Yeah.
please, I'd rather have you single and be happy
I know that's
than
right.
being with men that don't treat you right.
That's right. That's right. Well, you all heard it here from Mr. Olivier, giving some key relational advices. I don't know if you have a business doing the relationship, but there's definitely a gift on you for speaking and bringing clarity and holding space for people that are struggling in this area. It takes a great deal of emotional intelligence and discernment and self-love to be able to navigate the relationships. It's definitely a healed experience that it walks deeply with the matters of your heart. And so I appreciate you so much just for being the man that you are. We need more examples like this in the world. If there is something that you can share with us, just in terms of just the type of work that you do, so that people can look you up, find you, and have you continue to support them on their journey. Would love for you to just share that and leave us with one thing before you leave the lounge today.
Sure, sure. Um, One things I want to share is first one is I share my story with you. Is know where you start that beginnings don't really count. Is
Yeah.
the purpose that you have and the final destination where you're going that matter. So you're gonna stumble, you're gonna have some hardship and all those things, but pick yourself up and dust yourself up and keep moving. Because your
Mhm.
purpose is not only for you, is the impact. When I see my life today and the type of husband I've become, and my daughters can witness, my kids can witness.
Yeah.
They see me with my wife and they say, man, we want somebody like you. We want
Mm.
somebody. And even not only for my children, but also for people who knew me. Some people came to my wedding because they didn't believe I was getting married.
Wow.
Right? So uh, people are watching.
Yeah.
People are watching the way you live your life.
Yeah.
It might not be impactful to in your eyes, but because of you, somebody has decided, you know what? If Olivia can do this, if Dr. M can do this, I can too.
Amen.
So you have to
Awesome.
move with that in mind that you have a purpose and your purpose will impact. It might be not impacting your family directly, but it impact other people because we're put on this
Absolutely.
earth here for to for a reason, and we have to fulfill that mission.
That's
That's
right.
the
That's
second
awesome.
thing. Yeah, second thing is uh, when it comes to my profession, I want to uh, keep an open mind. Keep an open mind when it comes to finances, when it comes to love, when it comes to relationship, whatever it is, when somebody approach you about something, because I'm the man I am today because somebody one day called, invite me over and want to share a piece of information. And so I closed my mind, said, no, you know what? I'm working for this company right here. We the best in America and all those things here. I would have missed out the
Yeah.
mission that I now enjoy. So whatever it is, whether you have a 401k, 403b, or what have you, and somebody say, oh, you know what? There's another way to do things here. Listen, it can be on. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be anything else. Keep
Yeah.
an open mind.
Keep an open
Open
mind.
mind will let you, it will let you stretch your mind, and let you have new idea, new perspective.
Yeah.
And the final thing that I would like to say is the partner is crucial. The partner is crucial. It's crucial. The partner is
Mhm.
crucial. So choose wisely. Choose
Mhm.
wisely. Come to your partner. Partner in love, partner
That's
relationship,
right.
partner in everything that
Business. Yeah, for sure.
I went to church yesterday. I'm not even that, and the pastor we had Bible study, and the pastor was saying, if I have to walk in a room, and before walking that room, I have to check myself and leave some of my stuff out, then I don't belong to that room.
Oof.
So you need to go somewhere and where people accept you for who you are.
Yeah,
You might be loud for a crowd for this room, but for that room right here,
they can
you're the
handle it.
perfect.
That's
They can.
alright. Alright.
Don't get yourself around by people. Just go where you welcome and where your talent and your purpose,
Can shine.
make people shine.
Wow. Well, you heard it here, Mr. Olivier. It has been such an honor. Thank you so much for your legacy level insights. Thank you for your transparency. Listen, transparency is a power. It is a underused power. The more vulnerable you are, the more access you have to the hearts of people, the more people feel safe trusting you. And so, if you are listening for the very first time, I'm so glad that you did. Remember to download the I Lead We Rise app so you can hear from more professionals like Olivier on what it means to love, live, and lead differently. Remember, it's not about how much you carry, it's about how well you carry it. And peace driven leadership is not something you find, it's something you design. And today, now is your moment to do it. So until the next episode, bye bye for now.